Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. I want you to imagine a world where your boss tells you, hey, I'd like you to do more of your job moving forward with this website, with this company. And you look at your boss and you think to yourself, well, that's too much to ask. And you decide to resign. A bit of a clown world, won't you think? I mean, but that is the state we live in. And of course, we're talking about the wonderful journalistic integrity example that is Kotaku. My goodness. This article from That Park Place, go check them out. John F. Trent, you're a wonderful guy, but you're going to repeat yourself in the title. Are you? Kotaku editor-in-chief Jen Glennon resigns and nothing of value was lost. Jen Glennon announced she resigned from the website a little over 2 weeks after the outlets Melissa Mercante lied over and over and over again, much like all the rest of these game journal websites have lied and spread a decent amount of misinformation, or at least lie by omission. That's what I would call it, a lie by omission concerning Sweet Baby Stench and Cabrutus and the Curator Company. Am I smacking again? Crap. Glennon posted on X some personal news. I've resigned from Kotaku and Jem Spanfeller is an herb. Is that an insult? I've heard a lot of insults. I've thrown a lot of insults around, but that's a new one for me. Jim Spanfeller is the CEO of G&O Media, the company that owns Kotaku. So I guess it is an insult. As for Glennon calling him an herb, we get an explanation. Thanks, John. It's a derogatory term that means worthy of being mocked. Really? Weak, chumpish, and generally to be avoided, much like Kotaku. Call your website an herb, so I guess it's appropriate, according to Urban Dictionary. Look at John doing even more legwork for us. As for why Glennon resigned, here's where the fun begins, ladies and gentlemen. Aftermath's Gita Jackson and Riley McLeod claim after viewing her resignation letter it was, quote, due to management team's recent decision to deprioritize news in favor of guides. So, your boss wanted you to change the website to focus more on video game guides instead of news? I'm going to go with instead of running your mouth in editorials and opinionated editorials over and over again and turning gamers away from your website with your foolish opinions. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to do these editorials, but you must understand, most of them, half of them, hell, even if 1 or 2 or 3 of them a month, you're too busy insulting games and bringing up real-world politics instead of talking about the video games that we love, that we want to play, then maybe you're going to turn people away from your website. Glennon wrote in her resignation letter, because everyone needs to hear this, quote, after careful consideration, I have concluded that the current management structure and decision-making processes at G&O Media are not aligned with my values and goals for Kotaku. Well, I genuinely hope you learned to code. She added, I firmly believe that the decision to invert Kotaku's editorial strategy to deprioritize news in favor of guides is fundamentally misguided given the current infrastructure of the site. Kotaku is a video game website. They should be talking more about video games, less editorials, especially ones involving any sort of political agenda or ideological nonsense, at least ideological nonsense as the gamers and visitors to your website see it. Maybe just talk about the video games. Focus on guides, get your head out of your ass, play more video games. Oh wait, I guess they're going to have to play more video games. Oh no, they're in trouble. Well, I guess they can copy GameFAQs, but anyway. This decision is directly contradicted by months of traffic data and shows an astonishing disregard for the livelihoods of the remaining writers and editors who work there. I guess they're going to have to learn how to play the games and get good. Now, if you're talking about the current infrastructure of the site, traffic data. She brings up traffic data. People are coming to her website. They're going to Kotaku to see these articles, mostly because they'll see an idiot like me making fun and pointing and laughing and thinking there's no possible way that Kotaku actually said that in the article. So they go to the website and pretty much get hate clicks. One sensorial title, clickbait title after another, which seems to be really popular in game journalists and journalists in general nowadays, outside of the gaslighting and lack of information and lie by omission with their reporting. But the clickbait titles, that's probably where all this traffic data is coming from. I'd be willing to put some money on it. Aftermath also claims that this new decision by management to deprioritize news will require Kotaku staff to create 50 guides per week. Oh my goodness. Now, that's a lot of guides. Are there enough video games out there? Sure. Are there enough video games coming out every week to do that? I have my doubts. But I think the major question is, are they going to be able to play that many games, at least past the tutorial? I guess if they have an easy setting on them, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Kotaku staff writer Levi Winslow noted that these game guides will be aggregated from other websites. Oh, Jesus Christ. So you're coming out and straight up admitting that you're going to plagiarize, okay? Winslow wrote, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck it. Here's a small cup of tea. Management doesn't even care about the quality of the guides. They want us to aggregate them from other websites. It's called plagiarism. Theft. Most of the industry already knows that half the staff probably can't even play these games. The ongoing joke is the journalist mode to be added to video games, which is easier than an easy mode, in order for the journalist, so-called journalist, to put out their articles quick, fast, and in a hurry, because otherwise, if they have to actually play the game, it'll be an absolute embarrassment. It won't come for 6 months down the road. Again, ongoing joke because we like to point and laugh. So-called journalist for a video game website that can barely even play the games, but hey. The writer added, quote, last thing I'll say is this. Someone at the top told us to just get guides done because the AV Club watches full seasons of a show and still produces their stories. That alone is proof that they don't understand what we do. It's okay. I don't think you understand what you do or what you're supposed to be doing. Reviewing games, talking about games, instead of giving your opinion, because there's a lot of that going around. And honestly, if I go to a video game website, I want to know your opinion on the video game. I don't want to know your opinion on gamers. I don't want to know your opinion on the presidential election, because that has nothing to do with video games. If you're doing an article about the new Xbox, I don't want to hear about Orange Man Bad. It's a surefire way to bury your website sooner rather than later. Resignation comes a little over 2 weeks after Kotaku's Alyssa Mercante ran a PR puff piece in order to defend Sweet Baby Stench, their woke agenda, I hate that word, and their cancellation campaign against Brazilian gamer Cabrutus Rambo, who deserves the cape that he should be wearing at all times because he is a hero to us all. And his Steam curator list. You know, the list that is supposed to stop you from playing video games. It's going to seal your wallet. This list on a website that you have to opt in for, at least according to Alyssa Mercante. Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Bel Air. Okay, we're going to continue. Let's see. Absolute legend who refuses to compromise her integrity and that of the site. Ah, yes. Alyssa is celebrating Jen Gleason quitting her job instead of, actually doing her job. Oh, na 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 na, na 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 na. Kotaku is on its way down, much like the rest of these access media game websites, because people are tired of their nonsense. They're tired of their ideology. They're tired of the insults, one article after another, insulting gamers who have an opinion, who just want good games, interesting characters, and beautiful settings, which seems to be lacking in AAA industry right now. More and more people are going to the AA, single A, indie developers, Japanese studios overseas in all manner of entertainment, all aspects of entertainment, whether it's movies, TV shows, and video games. And websites like Kotaku are just pushing them further and further away. And I'm all here for it, watching them burn with marshmallows. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. I appreciate you making it this far. Let's all point and laugh at Kotaku and see actually how long it takes for the website to finally crumble.